Tio tutigirita seseme ye county ya Homa Bay guri busaga ni wakorekane ta wigoro gucia seke ombigiri kia Linda Mwananchi igo oyo ore omokonyi bumuraiwe kiama gya Jubilee na wigo kuriye kiro kiboraiwe nse wetrasi kiama kia Jubilee Dr. Freddy Okengo Matiang'i nera muchiri muraiwe nse musike William Ruto asogotebanga na amanyete aliaro beiri ime county ya Homa Bay asatebirenga asubumanyi bwaye buno mu waziri omukoro gwensemeriyo borendi igamanyetenga umurai gwensonde gwensi ya Kenya igakumanyiwa aliyonsi agenderete asichinsinyo inye chinsi ya Kenya kirengaki buna bogokia na igo umusikeruto na amanyeta aliyonsi arobeiri gocha samarai bobomo bulia Linda Mwananchi nyuma kwenye atarakorekana igamujirie gakorekyo asibarenge na barai bande bikiamo ya Jubilee bakorawa no murike munane gwikiamekyo musike muitalel olekenta boigo mo director omunane gwikiamekyo Dan Mwangi no kabire museneta we county ya Murang'a Kembi Gitura igatia bande murike ito Samson Kebaki igatwarire rwaturwa senchera iyo wikirano
omokonyi bomurai bwe kiama gya Jubilee Dr. Freddy Okengo Matiang'i na ende oyo koligia ekerogo kyoborai bwense otabire bunaya ikirenga kichingwana chibwenerete igoro yomero byense na sero chekia ero murai bwense ne serikali ya bachorire chibura buru bunencheremo yo kwegenderera siasa.
There is that time in the life of a nation such as we are now when I think we need to speak to each other candidly and very sincerely about how we see the affairs of our country going. And most of what I'm going to do this morning, I feel the weight of responsibility on my shoulders as a political leader in a party, number one, and then secondly, as someone who had the privilege of serving as the Cabinet Minister for Interior and Coordination of National Government, and therefore sat in the apex of the national security infrastructure in the country for about 5 years. We have spoken about these things for a while, but it's now abundantly clear that the President and his government have chosen violence as a weapon for political survival and as a weapon for political engagement.
Okwana kurwa chabisi chinene chekiamekyo Matiang'i garenge na baraya wabe kiamekyo unabono mulikyo maneno lekenta Jubilee Executive Director Dan Mwangi oyo kabiro museneto Murang'a Kembi Gitura na Mohamed Nuri oyo koliye kerogo kyobo chumba sebunge ya Isiolo bonsi nigo bagikelie bikoro byobosalia ne chibura buru ebigendrete koenekiwa imeyense.
And I'm not going to start where usually people start with these tired cliches about we condemn in the strongest terms possible, we ask for action. I'm not going to go that direction. Because what we are dealing with is abundantly clear to all of us that we have come to a point where certain serious conversations must happen in this country and choices must be made. This is not rocket science. You don't need a degree in geophysics to see what is going on in the country. The tragedy of it all is that now we have been warning everybody, and that's why I'm not going to go into those, usual silly niceties of saying we warn, we condemn. We are already in a crisis. We have now begun our final descension into anarchy as a country. Let's not pretend about it. When you look at the scale of the structures, the pain and the losses in Homa Bay, we have begun our descension into chaos. And clearly, the President and his government have chosen that path.
Matiang'i natebuna kubwatekana na ubumanyabwate murai wense niga kumanyigwa ayabangire kerengaki na igonchirate iyo chibura buru na chirichene getugwe ase county ya Homa Bay chiare gokoreka mamincha yo bumanyibwae nekyombekeri kya National Security Council abona Matiang'i amentra na gotebuna ebikore byonsi byobosalie nigo byabangire.
My experience, I want to tell Kenyans very sincerely, I do not think and I cannot see how the scale of violence in Homa Bay and the activity that happened there could have happened without the knowledge of the National Security Council and without the knowledge especially of the President, because I have been in that environment before. The president receives executive intelligence briefings wherever he is, even if he is in Greenland or attending the UN General Assembly. Such intelligence information is gathered and the president is briefed very regularly. So when you look at what happened in Homa Bay, it's crime at industrial scale. The planning, you can see clearly the choreography, the management of that, and the resources that could have been spent in that clearly shows you that this is something that was premeditated, it had been happening, it was planned. The next question you ask is, where was the county security team led by the county commissioner in Homa Bay?
Matiang'i boigo na gikiria serikali asikiri atebuna niga serikali ekonyoro gusira kurwa chinse chiria chaisia ngenchira yemo yugo chanda na kubwatia barai ba opposition wetera chia county chiabo. Matiang'i natebo igo buna barai ba opposition nigo bakubwatiwa ne chigali echibakagerete ko baiche serikali na kubwatirana na jamas abo bakoyumba yumbia network ekero ye chitaro chiabo.
Government has decided to now begin, in addition to terrorizing opposition leaders. If you did not know, and some of my staffers are here, they will tell you, they began a new wave of digital terrorism against the opposition. They have acquired resources from some criminal groups in the nation country, and they are accessing social media accounts of opposition leaders. These days, we get trailed, and my staffers can bear me out. We get trailed by vehicles, I believe they belong to the state, with jammers. We stop to address rallies, our Wi-Fi is interfered with, you cannot communicate.
Matiang'i nakoreria gakuboria bakenya ngai bakagerete nsi ya Kenya eroche abwasate bono unensi ya Kenya teroche asagia.
The greatest question to Kenyans today and always is, which way Kenya? Are we going to allow our country to burn? Because it's clear, we have begun that path. Or are we going to allow our country to be destroyed? We must answer that question with a resounding no and follow it up with action.
Koripoti ligeteseni ya Kise TV, Ilietalianen Samson.
Ndio sana Samson